I don't know why my camera quit. Okay, let's try it again. I got a new, in my den, napping spot. I got a tarp, camouflage. It comes down and wraps around, and then I got another catcher here so that my flakes will be confined to one area. I have a towel so that things don't bounce, they hit and they stick. And I'm hoping to be able to nap and do some other things, like finish these arrows. Now, this is an arrow I fletched the other day. It still needs a point, and I got to make some points for it. Here is this one seems to be really popular with everybody. This is one I fletched the other day and put a point on. And I had to explain to a few people why this is so far here. And it looks far, but it's really, if you look at my fingertip, it's only an inch. And what happens when I target shoot, if I hit this back and break one of these off, I don't have to do some kind of magic and redo my arrows. I just move down, cut another notch in, and it's good to go. So remember that. If you don't practice target shooting, I guess you don't need that if you're such a good shot that you don't have to practice. But I've got some pieces of glass. This is some Mexican stuff. This is some of the awesome platinum obsidian. Very rare. You can only find it in the Budweiser Mountains. And I think we're going to try to make something out of this. And I have some of my old preforms laying around that I can chop down for points. And I have a tape measure to make sure I stay legal. Gotta be 3/4 of an inch. These 2 points are the light doesn't really, the light's not good up there, but I can't change the light right now. Are my templates. I keep them. This is 1 inch wide and 1.25 inches long, or 1.5 inches long. And this is 1 inch wide and 1.75 inches long. And that's the size I like my hunting heads. I get a resharp out of them once because West Virginia, they have to be 3/4, so that gives me 1/4 inch to play with for resharpening. Now, the blue, the infamous blue. Let's see if I can bring this light down and get better light. I'm still working on this new, winter napping setup. So things will get better. I get a better tripod that can go up and down. The one I got right now was it's an octopus one. I could stick it on trees and stuff, but I don't have any trees in my den. And I got a light that I could stick on a tree, but once again, no trees in my den. Now we're going to do some glass. So we don't really need a lot of tools. We need gloves. Need a file. I got a brand new one to sharpen my pressure flakers. Got a pressure flaker and a braiding stone. A little torch in case we get too cold. My old gloves. Glasses because I can't see. And all my other tools are off to the side here, but this ought to be enough to get us going. And now this is an indirect. It's basically a big nail, and I can hook it under my hip I can use a couple different batons, but since we're doing small stuff, we only need a little baby baton. And we'll just start, I like to remove this lip all the way around. This little, let's see how easy that'll break. And if I can, I get it at this joint and I hit straight down and it'll pop that without breaking my piece too bad. Wonder if I can zoom. I can't zoom this camera. Let me see if I tilt you down. If I bring you in. No, that doesn't work. So we can do right there. And going to do more outdoor stuff. I got this new phone. I got a really good deal on it. And I'm just using it for the camera because I don't want to transfer everything over. But I got an app that does time lapse. So when I do my hunting videos and stuff that are going to be real long, now you can see how my flakes are just, you see there? My flakes are just collecting on this blanket. And they're not bouncing everywhere. You don't hear them like in the shed, bouncing off the walls. And, the shed's got a hardwood floor. And with this glass, it doesn't take a lot of force to make things happen. Okay, we basically took all that extra rim off. I like using the selfie camera because I can see that everything's good, but it doesn't have a focus or anything like that. But this one does have a pause. This camera has a pause. And like I said, I downloaded an app with the time-lapse camera. And because I'm going to be doing a lot of hunting videos. And, hunting takes a lot of time. So, now we take our small gauge, I like to call it, and put it in here. Now, you see, to me, like a lot of guys will start pushing flakes. All this over here is excess. All this over here is excess. So I just chip that back. I want to get to within 1/4 of an inch of what I'm going to actually use, because the less you actually flake, the less chance you got of breaking it. Especially this this platinum obsidian. It has a temperament. It likes to break easy. So we're going to get... I got to find a braiding stone. Take off a little bit of the edges. I'm trying to figure out where I put my pretty disorganized because I lost my little billet. And you say, how can you do that? You didn't even move. There it is. And so I just start working the sides. But sitting this way in knapping is actually pretty comfortable. And, you know, if you've got an indirect, it just naturally wants to point right where you need it. Now what I'm doing is I got my finger behind it, but not exactly where I'm hitting because I want to support it so it doesn't shoot a flake, you know, a crack right up the middle. And I'm doing really steep not driving. You see, look at the bottom there. I'm not driving the flakes in. If you had a kiln where you could sump these and flatten them, you get a lot bigger point. But I usually make earrings out of these. But like these the blue and green bottles, I'll make an earring and wrap them with silver. They're pretty popular. Now you see almost all my flakes are right here because this towel absorbs, just like it absorbs sound, it absorbs the energy from the flakes so they don't bounce around. Now you could be doing this with the scruncher or, you know, pressure flaking. And now every time I hit, I'm hitting on the ridge left from the other side. Now, if you wanted to make something like survival to cut, this right here is so sharp. Just hitting down and not grinding. This is so sharp. I don't know if you can tell. I guess you can, because you can see I have it tilted up a lot. Because when I'm done with this, I'm going to have a platforms to do the pressure flakes. I won't have to make them platforms. I got to put some thread lock on this one of these days. Now the thing about this is it's all wrist. There's no pressure on my shoulders, which I save my shoulders for bow hunting. My new knapping setup. See there? I went for too much. That's what I mean. The Bud Light is really, really crackly. Now, where's my little pre-format? Here it is. Let's see. We can still get it. I think it needs tempered. I think this glass, this is the worst glass. The Bud Light, the blue. I think the blue glass costs a lot, so they must use recycled or something. Okay. Put their glasses on and start pressure flaking. And a glove. And I can still make an earring or a little blue pendant out of this. Maybe the glove's too much. So pretty when it flakes. Now you can hear my pressure flaking, shooting them around, but I got stuff to catch these flakes everywhere. Copper don't want to work. Let's go with the nail. That was Ishi's thing. Okay, we'll come back to that spot. Now we'll go to the other side. Mostly just going to do the pressure flaking kind of stuff in here. I was going to grab a few Flint Ridge flakes. See how pretty that is? Green's my favorite, but I got these sitting in a bucket outside, and I just happened to grab a blue one. Okay, that side's all flaked up. Now we'll do some turning the edge, maybe. This is already thin. You don't need to worry about making it thin, guys. It's already plenty thin. And gals. Don't want to be leaving anybody out. Now we're just going to do short pressure flakes to start getting our shape. Not bad. Then that's what the guys call scrunching. Now this is concave, so there's not going to be a lot of long flakes running into that. So we're not worrying about long flakes. We're worrying about not breaking it again and not getting big step fractures. And trying to get the curve out. Now this other side's got a square edge, so I got to deal with that from where it broke. "27 minutes already. Holy cow." See, that's why as soon as people got metal, they went to metal. Because 27 minutes, I could have cut out at least half a dozen metal arrowheads. They wouldn't be this pretty blue, though. And plus I had a little preamble. Now, the thing about braiding, don't do too much, but it helps you to see where you can flake at, especially on the glass. Now you see my pad's not any one shape. It's got a steep ramp, a shallow ramp, a groove, a square side, lines that run the other way. When you want to do serrations, look, you can line that up. There, 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 there. It's like a measuring stick. Let's get this. This little corner part's got to go, so we're going to get rid of that first. And this is probably going to be a Christmas present. I'll wrap it with sterling silver and give it to somebody. Somebody in the Air Force or something, maybe. Okay. Alright, we're going to take a time out, and we'll be back after I sharpen my tip. Alright, we're back. Bud Light Platinum Arrowhead. AKA Platinum Obsidian. Now, I already have my cosmetic flakes, so I'm not trying to drive anything in there. I don't want to mess my pattern up. And make it look all busy. Now you can see there's a lot of curve. There's a lot of curve in a Bud Light Platinum bottle. And, you know, it's pretty hard to make a truly flat point. But luckily, for jewelry, you don't have to be flat. A coarser abrader will do some shaping too. Now, I never do the tip until last because there's a lot of opportunities for that tip to break. And we don't want that. Well, there was a spot right there. It was being difficult. You notice I didn't just try and push harder. I just kept feeling around until I got a spot that it flaked off on its own with minimal pressure. I got Jack Crafty on in the living room. Sorry, I had to sneeze. And we're going to shave down some more. We're almost done. Hard to see that blue. Like I said, this is going to be a gift, so it doesn't have to be, you know, we don't want it razor sharp. We don't need a, you know, a cut your eye out edge. I'm going to try, though, to do a couple flakes from the base to clear that unnapped spot and to straighten it out. A lot straighter. And you could actually put this in an arrow and, you know, mount it to average it out, and it will work. I need just a little bit more right here. Get that. Almost. Okay, we got it all. Now some touching up the edges and the base. Now comes the hard part. Notching. Gonna corner notch it. At least that's the plan. If I can find my little notcher. guys, there we go.